is Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Jon LaPook. Jon, good morning. I'm going to start with the president. He's been saying how he's been getting tested daily. Obviously, that's an option that he has right now, but is that enough? Is it good enough, the fact that he's getting tested daily, something that the rest of us don't have that option for?
Well, the problem is he possibly infecting others? And here's the two things you need to know. One is the incubation period is 2 to 14 days. And the other is people can have no symptoms a couple of days before they actually get the symptoms and be shedding virus and infecting others. So let's say 5 days ago, I get exposed and I'm actually infected with the virus, right? And then I'm tested every day. I feel perfectly fine. I'm not shedding virus yet. And so 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 1 day ago, I'm tested and negative. But after I'm tested yesterday, I suddenly become infectious. It starts to blossom. At that point, for the rest of the day, I can be infecting other people until the next day when I finally get tested and it turns out to be positive. And then maybe I'll get symptoms a day or two later, or maybe I won't get symptoms. So that's the problem, is that people can get the daily testing. It may be saying, okay, they're not infected that day, but there's this window where they could possibly be infecting others.
Along those lines, as I think about it, we're starting to open up the country and people are getting out. They might even be going out and seeing more people. Remind us a little bit about some of the social distancing guidelines, especially as it comes to masks and people that you haven't seen for a while.
Yeah, it's so tempting to just say, I'm out there, it's going to be back to normal. It's not back to normal. And even though you can't see this virus, it's still there. So we're saying at least 6 feet away from people, wearing the face masks. It's so important to wash your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water. And then here's the tough thing, is it's so hard to not touch your face with your hands. There was a study of Australian medical students, they secretly videotaped, they touched their face 23 times an hour. So you have to still understand that the virus is there, and even though people are starting to have spring fever, you still have to do all the things that everybody told you to do.
Michelle Miller now here. We know that many people with the virus are asymptomatic. And that's where the antibody tests come into play. So let's say you get tested and find out you carry coronavirus antibodies. What should you do then?
You do absolutely nothing differently. Because here's the problem, Michelle. Even if you have antibodies, we still don't know the billion-dollar question, which is, are you protected from getting reinfected? So you can't have a false sense of security and say, oh, I've got the antibodies, I can do anything, I don't have to do any of these measures. The CDC is all over this. They're saying, look, if you do get the antibody test and you test positive, you still have to do all the social distancing. I don't like social distancing, it's physical distancing, right? We're socially, we're hugging each other more than ever. But the physical distancing, all the measures we talk about, hand washing, coughing into the crook of your arm. So don't have any sense of false security.
And elbow bumping, but don't, because you're not 6 feet apart. Dr. Jon LaPook, we thank you so much. Well, it's about 5 after the hour now. Here's a look at the weather for you.